Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 174 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Why are you laughing?
I just realized we were both wearing Grizzly shirts. One of us
That was awesome.
is in our pajamas.
Shut up. I had to look. You drove over here, so if you drove here in your pajamas, that would be funny.
Weird.
That would be correct. So this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where for now, every week, two brothers get together to tell you everything.
We high five. We shouldn't have done that.
Why? Just don't.
Why? Is there a pandemic?
Is there a pandemic happening? Just about every week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you, seriously, we say this at the beginning of every video, and there's only we get just about the same number of likes every video, even though the views go up and down. If you're watching us and you subscribe to us, stop, pause, or don't pause, either way, and click the little thumbs up, because it helps us a lot. Thank you so much. If you're listening on audio services around the multiverse, depending on where you're watching it, you can still click a like, but give us a 5-star review and make Dustin Star proud.
Also, no shame. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, hey, I want to help these guys out, but I don't really care too much about their content, go ahead and sub and just don't hit that bell. If you never want to watch another video, that's fine, but give us a sub.
And hit
Hook
a like.
us up. We're trying to get to 1,000.
Yeah, and also send it to your friends, family, and everyone in between.
Yeah. Who's between family and friends?
Enemies. I'm the Cave of Wonders.
That Cave of Wonders, Mario Molest. Damn it.
That's a good one.
If you really like us, you can support us over at patreon.com/2playercoop, just like our producers Steve Appleton and Aunt Sue did, as well as our affiliates Logan Wilkinson and James Solar. If you like merch, like these cool Grizzly shirts we got, you can't get them here, but what you can get is Two Player Co-op shirts over at teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. Also, if you're watching us live, you are seeing us over at twitch.tv/2player_coop. Go over there and sub or follow. What, I don't even know what you do. What do you do at Twitch?
You can you can follow, you subscribe. I don't really know. There's a lot.
I feel
like you can do.
We've talked about this.
I was watching during our thing that y'all should have been watching, our thing on
We'll get
Friday
to it in
night.
a minute. Well, just go now.
So I was watching it. I don't use Twitch enough, and we don't even have it. Maybe because they're
like affiliate
or whatever it's called. There's this thing down in the bottom left. Help me out, anybody out there that knows Twitch. Leave a comment. There's this thing. I don't know if it was literally spinning, but it had the look of something that would spin and fill up, and every so often it would blink, and you tap it, and it's ooh, plus 50. And it said something about you get points for watching streams for so long.
It's got to be.
And I don't know, when you get so many points, you start online. I don't know what the point of it is, but I kept seeing it blink, and I'd tap it, and I'd be like, I hope that's not doing something in the chat that I don't know about. But I just kept tapping it and kept getting plus 50, plus 75, but I had no idea what it was doing.
Okay. Congrats.
Thank you.
So, Sean, how was the stream at twitch.tv/nerd901 this past Friday?
It was good. No. It was really good. So it was my first. I was going to punch you in the face. It was my first time doing any legit tabletop gaming. And shout out to Ernie. He dragged us all to the finish line. Myself, Chris, and Katie, who none of us had any idea what we were doing.
Was Jose not there? I didn't get.
He was there, but he was running the show.
He was running it. Okay.
We had planned on playing a few games. This one game literally took. Granted, we didn't actually start till about 8:30, but I think it took It probably took about 4 hours. We went past midnight.
Did you win?
Collectively, I didn't. I guess Ernie won. So it's weird. The game we played was called Nemesis, not Nemesis.
I could have sworn I saw somebody on Twitch type or on Twitter type Nemesis, and I was like,
so it's called Nemesis. It's basically it's like the board game version of Alien.
Okay.
Even the aliens in it look like xenomorphs. It's very much about aliens or Alien.
Broforce.
And I asked, I'm like, is this the kind of game where like you're trying to win? Like you are trying to make us lose so you win? Or this is a co-op kind of thing and we're just all trying to survive? And he said you can play it either way. Everybody has 2 objectives. And like midway through the game, you have to abandon one of them. So I guess the idea is by that point, you kind of have a feeling for which one you're more likely to be able to pull off. Mine were, so you have a personal objective, which is typically like an objective for, it's like the good ending. And then you have a corporate objective, which is like the bad end. It's like the bad guy if you want to be the heel kind of thing. So my personal, wait, what did I say? Yeah, my personal objective was the ship needs to make it back to Earth, or each one has, I think each one of them has 2. I either need, the ship needs to get back to Earth, or I need to be the only one alive.
Okay.
Which seems bad, but it's on the good card. My bad card was, it said player 3 has to die. Or no, player 4. It was player 4. It was Katie. Player 4 has to die. Or I don't remember what the secondary one was. It may have also been you need to be the only one left alive. But I'm like, I don't know this game well enough. I wouldn't know how to kill Katie. That sounds weird, but like I wouldn't know how to kill her if I wanted to. Yeah. And I wouldn't know, so you can't actually attack each other, which makes it even more difficult.
So then
you would have to almost like somehow sabotage them.
Okay.
Like there are things where like you move from room to room, and if you have a certain card, you can play it to where you move from here to here, and it shuts a door. So I guess if you find yourself in a situation where like you were in this room with this other person who you needed dead, and there happened to be they call them intruders there, attacking you, and you wanted to run away, you could just, I'm going to run away and shut the door behind me. Like, I guess you can do that kind of stuff.
Like
to try to kill him. Right. But anyway, Ernie was the only one I was worried about, because I know Chris and Katie don't really know anything either. So I'm like, I can't imagine they're going to be good enough at this game to know how to try to like be the bad guy. So I think when we all abandoned when we abandoned our things, everybody but Chris abandoned their corporate, the bad objective. But even his bad one was still good. It was like, there's a few different things you can do. So there's like a dead body right in the beginning. And if you take that dead body to the lab, it unlocks one of 3 weaknesses for the intruders, the aliens. If you kill an alien, you can carry their dead body to the lab, do your stuff on that. That'll unlock a second one. Okay. And then the third one, hidden somewhere in the ship, is a nest where you can get an egg. And if you take that egg to the laboratory, it unlocks another weakness. His objective was to just figure out what the weakness is that you get from bringing the egg. So everybody has their own objectives, but at the same time, you're also just trying to live. So Ernie was the only one who actually met his objectives because he actually knew what he was doing.
Yes.
Chris and I survived. We got into the escape pods at the end, and Katie died because she kept getting attacked by aliens at the end. But I had an opportunity at the end. I don't know how well it would have worked out. I was the first one into the escape pods with like 2 turns left. There may have only been 1 turn after the turn where I got into the escape pod, but I had a card that I could have played that would have locked the escape pods. Now, they can be unlocked, but chances are this late in the game, they probably wouldn't have had time to unlock the escape pod and still make it to the escape pod. And I'm like, do I really want to be that guy? Even though it would have helped my chances to, meet my objective. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, the 3 of us made it on the escape pods, and Katie died. But it was a lot of fun. Like, I could never play that game as more or less the host, like Ernie. Right, I mean, I got a feel for it, but I would never remember what we were doing.
We could do like Omega. What was it?
Omega Virus.
Virus. Okay.
It reminded me of that too. But it's super involved. I won't even begin to try to explain it, but it was a lot of fun. He brought like 6 or 7 games, and we only got to play the one. But there was a Bloodborne game, which looked kind of... It didn't look nearly as involved. It was almost more like a card game. Like, I don't even think there was a board.
Okay.
But there's some other games that look... Ernie admitted this was one of the more difficult, more involved games. But I had a lot of fun. Like, I would absolutely do it again. But it's one of those things where you and I are never going to play this game. Like, You need to play this game with at least one person who really knows what they're doing.
What the hell they're doing, yeah.
And the more people you play with that actually know what they're doing, the better. And I think you can play... I don't remember if you top out... I think you can only have 4 people. I don't think you can have more. But even with only one of us knowing what they're doing, it was a lot of fun. But I don't know. I haven't heard how successful it was. I couldn't really... I wasn't really paying attention to the chat to know what kind of stuff was going on. But we had... It seemed like on average there was always 20 or 30 viewers or so. So it was a consistent, viewership. And I don't know. It was good. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully it did some good for the people of Memphis and even outside of Memphis. But yeah, and I'm sure we'll do it again sometime for the originally scheduled cause. Yeah. But I don't know when that'll be. But I'll be down. I would definitely do it again. It was a lot of fun.
We should buy Omega Virus and play all of that together with everybody.
I would absolutely do that, except that seems like one of those games
it's super
probably
basic.
Like $200 to like buy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but it seems like it would be. Or maybe I did. Maybe I've looked into it and I don't know.
Also, the Wandering Musician, thank you. You're awesome too.
What's up?
So yeah, awesome. I didn't get to tune in because I was getting my butt kicked by demons, and we'll get to that here in a minute. So I didn't get to tune in, but that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
This whole... It's awesome because this world right now is completely effed.
Yeah. That is correct.
That is correct. One more quick thing here before we get into everything else. So GameStop, we're not going to really talk about it, but just a quick recap. GameStop said we're not going to close any of our stores, even if there is a lockdown or shelter-in-place thing in place, because GameStop is
essential.
GameStop. Well, and they say they're essential, and then they came back and they're like, no, actually, we're going to close because obviously the whole public is like, what the hell are you talking about? No one goes to GameStop to buy keyboards.
That's
and
the thing.
mice.
Could you be more out of touch?
No.
B, you're freaking GameStop. Nobody likes you. People only go to GameStop when it's their only option.
Yes.
It'd be one thing. I'm trying to think of something that's literally not essential, but somebody who's got better credibility. Obviously not Walmart, not Target. They are essentials, not grocery stores. But right. I don't know. Who do you think you are, GameStop, to just be like, well, I don't care. We're going to stay open. People need it. No, nobody needs you. Literally, nobody needs you.
Not only that,
Amazon.
I was listening to GameScoop when I went to Kroger today, and they were saying how they got some letters from GameStop employees that were saying, hey, if the authorities come and knock on your door, you read them this manifesto as to why you are essential. I'm like, that's not fair to your employees, your managers, that's not cool to give them these talking points to say, actually, officer such and such, and you unroll the scroll, blah, 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 blah. Come on.
Yeah.
So that's as much as we're going to talk about it. Do you want to talk about GameStop?
Nope.
All right.
Never. Wait, I do.
Okay.
When is Reggie anything there yet? Or is
that's
that
what
not
Gary
Whitta
was like, hello, Reggie, what are you doing? But I'm like, this dude just got named literally 4 or 5 days ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
To the board of directors. And again, he's on the board.
Right. He's one of many.
He's not the CEO. It's nothing like that. So he can only do what he can. But anybody who's yelling at Reggie right now, stop.
Yeah.
We never yell at Reggie. Reggie is awesome.
Reggie is untouchable.
Yes. So whatever. What else is up, dude?
Are we doing the what have you been playing thing?
I mean, we can't. You got anything else you want to talk about?
So I've been playing Ratchet.
Did you get the platinum?
Got the platinum earlier today.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Son of a biscuit.
So
I'm proud of you. That's what I meant.
When I beat it the second time through, I was missing one. I mean,
do you have to beat it all the way? I don't remember.
You have to beat it twice.
Okay.
Because some of the stuff you literally cannot do. I mean, one of the trophies is literally beat it on challenge mode, which is basically New Game Plus.
Is it that hard, though?
No, it's not hard at all.
Okay. But you just have to do it.
You just have to do it.
Okay.
And it's New Game Plus, so you have all your weapons already.
Okay.
They're already leveled up to whatever level you got them. But you do need to level up all of your weapons.
All the way.
All the way.
Okay.
And you would need 2 playthroughs to do that anyway. I basically got to the second to last boss.
By the way, wait. High five.
Yeah. I
I'm
got
proud of
basically
you.
to
Good
the second to last boss with most of my weapons not fully leveled up. And I basically would just...
Can you fight them over and over?
So I just kept fighting this guy because he has a lot of health. And I would just pick a weapon and just unload on him. And, it gradually fills up. Ooh, level up. Ooh, level up. And I just did. And then I would just die before I killed him. Just jump off the edge.
It all saves.
Start over.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just used him to fill up all my weapons.
Okay.
But when I beat it, I was still missing the one that I was worried about where it's used the Groovatron on every single enemy type. And I'm like, I'm not going to know because I know I didn't use it on the final boss. And once you go to the final boss, there's no going back. So I got to just try it, hit him with it, see if it pops, and it didn't.
And that's the dance weapon?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I got a little bit disheartened because when I looked online, it was like, here's the most common enemies that people miss on this. I'm like, oh, I definitely missed that. Okay, I'll get that next time, whatever. But then I read so-and-so, like some online person, has confirmed that not only do you need to use the Groovatron on every single enemy, you need to do it all in one playthrough. So I had to beat it a third time, and I literally just ran through, skipped all the cutscenes. Is this like 4 hours? If you don't care... So there's also, when you get the gold bolts...
Okay.
You unlock cheats. So you can get unlimited ammo and stuff like that. So on my last playthrough, I just kept the Groove Bomb thing, Groovatron upgrades into the Groove Bomb or whatever. And I was just throwing that at everything. I'm like, there's no way I'm not hitting a single enemy with this. And I just rushed through the game. But again, since you have to do it all on one playthrough, I again didn't know until I got to the final boss. I'm like, please God, and I threw it at him.
Wait, so that is confirmed? You do have to do it on one playthrough? It
must be, because... Yeah, I can confirm, because I definitely hit the final boss with the Groove Bomb before. So I know, if nothing else, he's on my list of enemies that I hit with it.
Right.
And it didn't pop until I hit him on my third playthrough. So you do need to do it all in one playthrough. So if you decide to do it, keep that in mind.
How early do you get that thing?
It's one of the earlier ones, but you've probably already missed some enemies that don't respawn. Right. So I wouldn't even worry about that trophy on your first playthrough.
Just do it the second time.
But on the second playthrough, yes.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
But that one was kind of annoying just because I had to do a whole playthrough again just for that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of annoying. But the hardest ones were there's two, finish this race and under this time, finish this race and under this time. One was relatively easy. It took me 7 or 8 tries to get it. The other one, it took me, I tried for many, many times in one day and couldn't get it. And I just stopped. I tried it again the next day. I tried many, many times, and I eventually got it. But that one took me probably 50 or 60 tries.
Oh my God.
The other one took me 7 or 8. Maybe.
This sounds like Arkham, like an Arkham Knight style of trophy list. When you say
most of them aren't that bad. Okay. There are a few that are missable, but since you have to play through twice anyway, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Unless you missed them on your first try. Now you got to make sure you don't miss them on the second one. There's one enemy, there's the sheepinator or the goatinator, whatever, that turns them into sheep. It's
or goats.
Make sure you do it on this enemy. And I had missed the first few. They only show up so many times. And there's one more time where he was going to show up. I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I sheepinate him. And then I feel like there's some other things that maybe were missable. I don't remember. But honestly, it's not that bad.
So what is this, number 4?
It's
5?
At least 5.
Okay.
I got
Spider-Man,
Bloodstained, Batman.
What else?
What do you call it? The Ocean Horn.
Yep.
So this must be
at least 5, maybe 6. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's 5. I think I had said Spider-Man was my most favorite platinum to get. That was a lot of work. This didn't take that long, and it didn't feel as
Does it track
grindy.
Does it track your time? Do you remember? Anywhere in the
not
settings
obviously.
or anything? Okay.
There may be a way you can look it up.
Okay.
But it was fun.
But this whole game, like, I've only played it for 1 hour because then it came out like a month before Uncharted. I got it just because I was like, whatever, and then I got Uncharted and I never went back. But like, this seems like it would just be so. Even when you're grinding and doing whatever, like, playing it was over and over. Up
until that third playthrough where I'm just like,
I just got to do this.
I was just running through the game, like not even trying to enjoy it, just trying to like hit every enemy with the stupid bomb, like. The first and second playthrough, even the second playthrough, I loved. The third one, I was like, all right, come on. Especially once I hit the one enemy that I thought was what caused me to miss it the first time, and it didn't pop, I'm like, I really do have to go through the whole game. So that third playthrough was a bit much. But I mean, I've beaten the game 3 times in like a week now. So I'm definitely done with it now. I'm happy I got the platinum, but... You would definitely love this game. Okay. And you could get the platinum between now and Resident Evil coming out. You could easily get the platinum if you wanted to.
But I got 2 other games to play, but we'll get to that. So And what everybody is saying is that we are getting Ratchet 2. Like, I think I said it last week too, but we're getting Ratchet 2 at the launch of the PS5. Now,
that's going to be awesome.
Nobody knows if it's a remake of Ratchet 2 or if it's a new Ratchet 2, but either way, we're getting Ratchet 2 launch window on PS5.
And that's one of those games where you pretty much know, and I'm not even talking about the fact that it may just be another remake. Yeah. Even if it's not, you know what you're getting. It's right. Even though I've only played one, I know they're all...
But now, did you play them back in the day or no?
I never played any of those. Okay. I only played Jack and Daxter, which I assume is more... Like, so this was more open worldy kind of, like you unlock new planets, whatever. Whereas Jack was more... At least 2 and 3 were more like Mario 64 style, where you have like a hub world, and then you can go to this world, and you can go to that world, and you have like... I think they were like... I don't remember... Some kind of like energy ball kind of thing that you would get like the stars were in Mario 64 or the moons and sunshine. Like complete this task and get a thing. So those had more of that kind of feel, whereas this was more typical just action adventure kind of thing. But no, whenever Ratchet 2 is confirmed,
you got it.
I that's going to be a lot of fun. Even if I have nothing else to play on my PS5 day one, like I'm totally satisfied with that.
Yep.
So, but that's all I've been playing. I did download, but have not yet played Trials of Mana.
Okay.
So I haven't downloaded it. I actually downloaded it on my Switch just because I kept seeing everybody talking about stupid freaking Animal Crossing. I'm like, let me just see if there's a demo. And there's not. But then I saw Trials of Mana. I'm like, oh, that's right. I'll just go ahead. And so I started downloading it on my Switch and then played some Mario Maker, but...
I said I was going to be good, and I'm still going to be good. But, like, I don't know if you saw me and Bernardo going back and forth, but I was just like, oh my God, it's literally anyone I follow that has any... Like, Doom Eternal just came out. Give me a few minutes. And everybody's just be like, this is my island. My island is called Corulent.
I make oranges.
Would you like to buy some peaches? I'm like, what? I don't get it. I still don't get it.
I don't get it, but I get how people can get it. Like, it seems kind of... Because I loved Harvest Moon,
yeah.
And I never played the other one. What was the more recent one?
Stardew Valley,
but I'm sure I would like that. And it seems kind of that thing. Not that it's like farming. It's like SimCity meets... Harvest Moon meets, I don't know, it's just kind of like a sandboxy kind of, like, I get it. I can see how people would enjoy it. I'm curious enough to where if there's a demo, I would have been all about it.
Or if, like,
but Nintendo I'm not about to just drop $60.
If Nintendo would send, if Nintendo would send us 2 codes, then I would play it.
Right.
But there's no way in hell I would pay $60. Like, I felt bad paying $60 for Link's Awakening HD. Like, if I didn't feel like that was worth $60, then what the hell am I going to do with this game? Like,
I don't think it's for you. I don't even know if it's for me, but it's much closer to being for me than it is for you.
It's definitely not for me.
But yeah, I'm not about to spend money on it. If I could play a demo and I really enjoyed it, then okay, sure. But I'm not taking a flyer on this game for $60.
So, do you want to hear about the Trials of Mana demo?
Sure.
Because I played it. So first off, so you can pick a main character and 2 others from the full suite of 6 characters in the game. I took notes here, so just bear with me. You can, if you play the demo, you can transfer, because this starts at the beginning of the game. So that's kind of cool, but it also makes it really slow at the beginning. But you can transfer your save data to the full game if you end up buying it.
Okay.
One of the characters is named Kevin.
Okay.
Which makes me happy, except he fights with his fists and not with swords. So I was like, I'm sorry, Kevin. I can't pick you. But it was weird, and then I figured out once I got it in the game, you can fix this, but like square starts off as evade and circle is your weak attack. I didn't like it one bit, but you can switch it in the settings, so just whatever, but it's whatever. I do like the art style in this game. It is kind of, I don't even know what you would call it. I guess it's kind of cell shaded, whatever. It's so funny. Like, so I've gone from like playing the Adventures of Mana on PS Vita. Sorry, Adventures of Mana. I played Secret of Mana remake a little bit on PS4, and I was telling Sean over the weekend, like, I want to go back and beat that game, but I'm like 3-4 hours in, and I have no idea where I am and no idea what I'm doing. So at this point, I'm not going to restart it. It's an easy platinum, but even now, I'm like, I'm not going to do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But this art style, it's kind of like, so it went from like Adventures of Mana to Secret of Mana remake to this, and now it's like the camera is really cool because once you actually get out in there, it's really low and it's kind of set back and free roam everything, right stick control the camera, and you got the little bunnies hopping around, the other enemies and stuff, and you go up and it's exactly what I want. It's not and you gotta like click, attack. It's all active time battle or whatever the hell it's called, active battle, whatever it's called, and it's fun. You run up to him. There's also the thing I really like about it, Sean. There's no charge meter like in Secret of Mana.
Oh,
that's
good.
the only thing I didn't like about Secret of Mana was the whole hit, move around until it charges up, and boom. This is just yeah, and you have weak attacks, strong attacks. I love it. It is like, this is my kind of RPG, period. It's like Zelda with a party and none of the misgivings of what I don't like about regular RPGs.
Right.
JRPGs, whatever you want to call them. I will say, like I said at the beginning, the demo is super, super slow. I feel like demos in games, and maybe this is because you can carry over your save data, demos in games should not start from the very beginning of the game.
There should be no story. Just let us see how the game plays. That's all we're there for.
You should be like, a demo should be 2, 3, 4 hours into the game where it's just like you're at level 7, whatever, you got your party, and just go kill these things and fight a boss.
Right.
Okay. That's not this. This is like literally 30
like you're
minutes.
Starting the game.
This is 30 minutes of there's a tutorial, then there's story, cutscenes, whatever, and then you finally get into the game after literally 25 to 30 minutes. I was like, oh my god. At this point, I was falling asleep. And I only played it because I was like Doom Eternal's too hard. I'll get to that in a minute. But once you finally get into it, and this is why I was texting you, like, you actually need to play this. It is so much fun. Apparently, there's a boss fight in this demo too. I just stopped because I was too tired. I didn't get to that point, but
so you didn't even finish it?
No. But it's a lot of fun. I wrote here, seriously effing slow. Let me fight something. It reminded me of Secret of Mana because you do still collect candies and chocolates and stuff. So you've got like your item wheel and you could be like heal, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the full game is $50, which I think is way too much for a game like this. Again, like I was just talking about. But I could see, like, if we get to a down period after like Last of Us 2. There's nothing. I'm not going to play Cyberpunk. I'm not going to play Ghosts. So if there's a downtime from like early June until if the consoles come out this year, which, PS5 said they're still coming out this year. I could see myself picking this up for $30-$35, something like that. Like, it seems so much fun.
When is it out? Or is it already out?
April, late April, like the 24th or something.
Okay.
So we've still got a long ways to go. So it's like RE3, FF7, then this, then Last of Us, then Ghost, and nothing else.
Yeah.
But I did really like it. And I didn't delete it yet. I'll probably go back and finish it off, but it was a lot of fun. I was pleasantly surprised. I played another demo, Sean.
Yes.
I guess you didn't?
I did not.
Do you want me to talk about it?
I don't want to hear. I mean,
I'm not going to go into any spoilers.
Like, I know the story, so I'm not worried about the story being spoiled. I know it's going to be more. No, I mean, talk away. I just didn't want to experience it for myself. But yeah, I can.
I played the RE3 demo. Commercials. I don't know what I don't know what it is. This is like a positive and a negative. It feels like Resident Evil 2.5.
Which is, I mean, I assumed it
Which
would.
is kind of what we both were talking about lately, but it's like, it feels...
But there's nothing, to me, there's nothing that needed to be improved on from Resident Evil 2.
Right.
So this is just more of the same, but new characters, new enemies, kind of a new world. Like, that's... I can think of nothing negative about that.
Well, but it just... The thing I worry about, and we were kind of talking about this in past weeks, is like, now after playing this demo, I can't see there's any way this is better than 2. And that's not bad. Like, RE2 is my favorite Resident Evil game, period. But this just felt like more of the same. Now, the sound is horrifying. You know, Carlos is in the demo.
Okay.
That dude, if that's not Keanu Reeves voicing him, it is somebody doing a Keanu Reeves impersonation, because that dude is Keanu Reeves, period. He's like, whoa, Jill, what's up? Like, it's just, when I hear him talk and he's got his stupid hair, it's like, whoa.
I don't remember him looking like that. I mean, obviously everybody was just blocks
Pixels,
of, yeah, but like, I don't remember him. That's not how I would have imagined him looking, I guess.
Yeah. Again, it is a positive, but it does feel so much like RE2, to the fact that also another very good thing, the menu seems exactly, or not the menu, sorry, the map seems exactly the
map
same.
Was perfect.
And it is back.
Awesome.
Now, there were a couple times where in the demo, I was like, it looks like I have to go this way, but I go to this door, and it's just like, you could tell zombies are on the other side going, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. And I'm like, well, I'm looking at the map. It says I have to go that way, but I can't open it. Okay, wait, let me go back and look. Okay, these stairs go down here. Oh, that's the way I haven't gone. That's how I get to the end. Okay. So the map's still great. I felt like, because now that I have, or we, the collective, have the quick dodge, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
I felt like I was relying way too much on it. So when you do get RE3 here in a month, or what, God almighty, 2 weeks, whatever it is, I figured it out as I kept going through the demo, but at first I was like, I am just going to do the quick dodge all the time. And I don't know if it's just I'm not that good at video games anymore or what, but it's like I was relying on it too much, that where if you don't hit it just right, it's like,
so it's not easy to pull off.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can keep hitting R1. You can be like Link, going, yeah, in Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
But to do it so where you actually avoid the enemy and slow things down, you have to hit it just right. So don't rely on it too much. I feel like I was doing that too much. Again, remember, so your knife does not degrade as it did.
But you can't use it as a defensive thing.
Correct. So when they come on you, it's just like, yeah. Now, I had them get on me quite a few times, and it seems like it takes maybe, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 to go from like green to yellow and yellow to red and red to dead. I think it was red dead. I think it was 2. So like if you're green and 2 zombies grab on you and you shove them off, I think it takes 2 of those before you go down to yellow. What I found myself doing was trying to knock the zombies down, and everything, like we had heard, the inventory management and everything exactly the same as 2. That was great. I found gunpowder, combine them together, whatever. Here's a green, here's a red, combine them together. Here's a green, combine them together, whatever. But what I found myself doing is, one, whenever I came across a zombie, when I walked into a new room, and you'll remember this from 2, and you're like, there's a zombie just lying over there. Is he really dead? I don't know.
Yeah.
Pull out my knife, and I just go, and you could tell the first time you hit them, I would hit them like 7 times, even if they were dead. but you can tell the first time you hit them based on the sound if they're actually. I mean, they're not. There's whatever. If they're dead, undead, or if they're just faking you out. Same token though. So if you shoot a zombie.
That being said, I don't know that zombies, at least Resident Evil zombies, would be crafty enough to be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna play dead and wait for somebody to come along so I can." Like
Apparently
zombies don't
they
think
are.
that way. They just whatever. And it's not like zombies have to sleep.
They've got the umbrella virus.
Better than the
Is that what it's
coronavirus. Maybe not.
Well, we'll
The
find
T
out.
virus.
We'll find out. Yeah, T. Thank you, not the G. But yeah, and Nemesis did show up in the demo,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting here. I'm sitting in my chair. I got my headphones on. Jess is over here on the love seat reading the magazine or whatever. So she can't
Go,
hear the TV. She can't hear the TV. I'm like, run through. I'm like, oh, I got to finally figure it out. Oh my God, he's here. And I almost peed my pants. And then I didn't even fight him. So I think you probably can fight him at the demo. Let me make sure I didn't unplug it. Okay, I'm still talking. I'm sure you can kind of fight him in the demo, but at that point, like, my ammo was getting so low because there was a lot of zombies in the demo. But when I saw him, I was just like, nope. Actually, no, I did shoot him a couple times to kind of try and stun him, and then you kind of go up these stairs, and I was kind of like bobbing and weaving to get away from him. You get to the top of the stairs. Cutscene, demo's done. Do you want to buy Resident Evil 3? I'm like, no, I already pre-ordered it. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I did pre-order it. But it was fun. I mean, it's...
Now, do you have any inclination that Nemesis is hanging around?
No.
Like the Mr. X boom?
No.
Or he's
this
just
dude...
boom.
I opened a door. I got to an alleyway where I have to...
Was it a open a door? Whoa!
No.
Or was it like...
Yeah, I
through
think
the
it
wall
was...
and-
Let me think. I think it was... I opened the door because you had to find your way back to where you were. I had to get a fire hose to hook up to a fire hydrant to put out a fire so I could go through there. And I don't remember if it was right before. Oh, I think that's what it was. I think I opened a door. I could see the fire hydrant. And then it was like, bruh! I was like, I'm just going to run past you. And I went over and I hooked it up and ran. And he started shooting me. And I shoot him a couple times. I just kept bob and weave. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse that it feels as good as RE2 did, but it feels exactly like RE2.
I'm totally fine with that. I have
Yeah.
zero problem with that.
It was a lot of fun. I'm getting it day one.
Hopefully.
I will just cancel it and I'll download it. I don't care. This damn COVID-19, it's gonna. I know if you follow us, you probably saw my tweet. It's gonna make me go to the dark side when it comes
Digital?
to downloading games. Yeah,
First world problems.
It is. I did play Hellblade a little bit more. I got through my first boss fight. This game, the boss fight was super cool. And I finally figured out, so the combat is super like, so when you get to a combat situation, you got like this, I think they called a mirror or something, sitting on Senua's hip. And you've got, again, weak, strong attacks. You can evade, you can block, whatever. But what happens is if you're going one-on-one with an enemy, it's super easy. You're just like block them and then yeah. But what'll happen is you'll have two coming at you and then you have one from back here, and that's when the headphones come in. And it's like, Senua, behind you. And you're like, what? But it's almost like it doesn't matter that they're telling you where they're coming from, because I'm like, well, the camera doesn't move quick enough for me to get away from these guys, turn around, block, and then come. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But I don't think the game, if the game told me, I completely missed it. But what you can do is, so when you're walking through the world and you're just doing puzzle solving and stuff, you can hold R2 to do her focus, kind of like Aloy did. But what it would do is you would focus on
Solar's here.
Hey, James. Yeah, it's about time. I finally played it. By the way, I burn. Because I cooked steaks last night and I like lit the fire in the flames, and then I put it in my pocket with the thing sticking up after it was like in the fire in the flames for a while.
The lighter?
Yeah. You know, the long thing.
Yeah, I know what a lighter is.
I put it in here and then I put my arm down. I was like,
You put a...
so anyways.
I think you're lucky that's all that happened.
Yes, that is correct. So
All of a sudden your shirt's on fire.
like, what is happening? Yeah, so the focus when you're trying to puzzle solve like in an area. So there's the platinum is super easy. The story is 95% of the trophies.
Okay.
There's one other trophy where you have to get through you have to collect all, I think it's 44 lore stones, where it's basically you walk up to this thing. It's got like this Doctor Strange looking rune thing that you walk up and you go R2 to focus, and it tells you about Norse mythology. And it's pretty cool, especially after playing God of War. I'm like, this is pretty cool. So, but that focus also, I didn't know it. And again, if the game told me, Solar, anybody tell me if I'm wrong. I don't remember the game telling me that the focus could help me in combat. What I finally figured out I don't think I figured out till the first boss fight was if you get enough strikes in against an enemy, that little mirror on your hip like blinks white, and once you have that, you can hit R2 to focus, and it's like Matrix mode. So everybody's like boom, and you're in full motion. You go up, yeah. So I beat the boss. I got through that whole area, Valnralians, whatever his name is, keep. I beat that. Now I'm going towards a fire guy. I don't know what his name is. Ryan started the fire. So I'm going through there. I've gotten all the lore stones so far. It's just this game right now isn't really... I don't know if it's just like I kind of touched on last week, but the world we're living in right now is super depressing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's why this game just isn't... the game seems super cool. It's beautiful. The story seems so cool. I love the audio design. I love the graphics. I like the little bit of, combat that I've had. The one boss fight was cool. I like the puzzle solving because you go through these portals. I think I talked about it last week. But it's just not grabbing me right now.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to beat it because I need that platinum. But right now...
Where do you stand with you and Buddy, that game?
Oh, well, they haven't updated it, so it's sitting there. I'm not opening it until they update it. If they don't patch the trophies, I'm never playing it again.
Really?
Yeah. Why the hell am I going to play an automatic runner for no reason? It's fun.
There you go. That's why.
It's not fun enough. It's not that fun. But when it comes to platinums, I did get 2 more platinum trophies this week.
Yeah, James said Hellblade doesn't teach you anything.
Okay, so I'm not crazy then. So that makes me feel good. When I figured out the focus thing, I was like, oh, I can slow everything down and yeah. I got 2 platinums this week though.
I am Mayo 2 and
I wish
Mayo
if
HD
I would be
remake.
all over it with the bikini clad Mayo bottle part 2. No. But I did go back to the past and remember Super Destronaut DX? Do you remember
I
talking
remember
about
you
this?
talking about it.
Okay. It was like a vertical shooter, whatever. They came out with Super Destronaut Land Wars.
Okay.
And it's a...
You've played a lot of games this week.
I did. There's no news, so I'm glad I actually played games. Super Destronaut Land Wars, $5, cross-buy, 2 platinums. I mean, I got them both. That's fine. It's a first-person shooter. Picture it kind of like in like Tempest or like Tron or something. It's like all... It's just grids.
Yeah.
With kind of like Pac-Man looking enemies jumping around and stuff. On Vita, it didn't play that well. But when I played on PS4 today, when Eliza was sleeping, I got the platinum on that in like 40 minutes. It was fine. It was tremendous. Fantastic. I just know the networks have told me that I am the best. It's tremendous. So basically, it's like an arcade first-person shooter in, like I said, wireframe graphics and stuff. And you got to go through 5 different arcade modes, get a certain, based on what the mode is, You got to get to 300,000 points, 100,000, 30,000, 75, whatever it is. And then you got to do 15 challenges, and I did it all. And I got 2 platinums.
Wow.
And it was this actually was
Now, when you do
pretty
that,
fun.
do you need to do like you get the platinum on one and you have it on both?
No, you have to
do
earn
it on both.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took me about 2 hours on the Vita just because it controls like crap over there.
Really?
But when you're actually, it's probably, I don't know if it's more the Vita or the programming, but when I played it on PS4 this afternoon when Eliza was asleep, it was super easy. Like when I was playing it on Vita, it's like the right stick would either go way too slow or way too fast. So I couldn't really aim that well. But when I played on PS4, it was super easy. So I'm now at 41.
What are you trying to get to?
50.
Oh, you go for like 100. You're gonna be at 50 by like
I
May.
don't have that much money. We're in a freaking recession, man. So I'm Hellblade will be 42. I'm not getting Doom. There's no way. I'll talk about here in a minute. I've got what's it called? Donut County, I think. The raccoon. I've told you about it's not an easy platinum, but it's like this. It actually kind of looks like Goose Game kind of graphics and stuff, but you're a raccoon that like makes big holes to swallow up garbage, and I sound like an idiot. I've got that. I just need to plow through Tales from the Borderlands. I've only done episode 1, but if I get through the other 4, that's a platinum. But that's like 8-10 hours, whatever it'll be to beat it. I'm not going to platinum Last of Us. I'm not going to platinum Final Fantasy 7. There's no way. You might.
No, there's no way.
50 is still going to be tough. And I still want my 50th to be Metal Gear Solid 3. I want that on my profile, that my 50th was MGS3 on Vita.
It tells you that?
PSN profiles will tell you what your 50th was.
Really?
Like for the big milestones and stuff, it'll tell you. Mom left it something. But the big game that I played this week, Sean, I played Doom Eternal. I bought it. I tried to get it from Amazon, and then they're like, COVID-19. I'm just trying to make light of a horrible situation. They said, look, we're prioritizing stuff that actually matters, not video games. So I'm like, okay, I get that. So I canceled my pre-order with Amazon. I just downloaded it from PSN, and I got Doom Eternal. The first thing that struck me when I booted this game up was the music is just like
death metal.
Yes, it is Beavis and Butthead like music videos, like. But it also reminds me. So it reminds me of Doom, like 1994 Doom, but like obviously much better quality and everything. This already through 3-4 hours, whatever I've been playing it, is one of the hardest games I've played in recent memory.
James says get the platinum for Last of Us Remastered.
Yeah, that's not correct. It's not happening. I'm not doing that. There's literally no way. There's so many collectibles, and you have to do multiplayer crap. I'm not doing it. This game is so ridiculously tough. I'm playing it on normal, and I was getting my butt handed to me. Now, the thing I've heard about Doom 2016 and about this before it came out is this game is all about movement. And just if you stop moving, you're dead. What I didn't realize is how right they were about that. Like, you have got to just go. It's not even that you have to go. Like, I'm used to, like, when I play first-person shooters, it's normally like Call of Duty or Destiny or whatever. And you can pick up lots of ammo around here, and you can just keep ammo and ammo and ammo, and you get like 350 rounds, but before you have to worry about anything. That's not Doom. Doom is you get like your combat shotgun, you can max out at like 16 rounds. Pulse rifle 60, the automatic, whatever the thing is, machine gun, whatever it is, 80. And that's all you get. The resource management in this game is not what I expected at all.
That doesn't sound like Doom to me.
Well,
that sounds like Resident Evil.
it's new Doom. And apparently,
Right.
like I was tweeting Bernardo today, and he said that's not even how Doom 2016 was. It's more for this game. Like, you have to. So you shoot the enemies. Did you ever play the demo for Doom 2016? I played it, and I didn't even beat the demo because I was just like, I'm not good enough for this. But I'm like, I paid $60 for this. I'm going to put my time in.
Yeah.
You shoot the enemies, the demons, whatever, and when they blink either yellow or blue, that means you can do the glory kill, where you run up and you click in the right stick and you take out like a sword out of your like Baraka and just you kill them. If you do a glory kill, you either get I had to write this down, armor or health. However, if you kill somebody with a chainsaw, they drop ammo. So chainsaw is on square. You can only use the chainsaw so much, though, because you have to have gas for it. And there are gas cans around the level to fill that up. So it is all about what is the best. Like, you get in these rooms where you've got the what are the big red, remember the big red floaty things from Doom back in the day?
Yeah.
I think those are those cacodemons? I don't remember.
No, that sounds right.
And then you've got the other things that are like tarantula walking things with like the actually I guess they're scorpions, and they're like this. And one of the things that's cool about this, although I have not been able to do it one freaking time, is each enemy has weak points. The only thing I've been able to figure out is, so the cacodemon, the big red floaty guy, you get mods for your weapon. So your combat shotgun is what you start with. You can get a mod that is a grenade launcher. If you hit one of the cacodemons with a grenade launcher, he goes, he's like a he's like a cat with a hairball, and it puts him into his blinky yellow mode. You run up, click, boom, you rip out his eye, and it's just for the scorpion things. Apparently you can shoot out the tail cannon thing that they have, but I have not ever, because I'm just trying to not stop moving. What are they saying?
Solar would recommend Days Gone and Spyro Reignited for some easy platinums.
Days Gone is not an easy platinum. James, explain yourself. So you apparently if you shoot the tail cannon thing, then they can't shoot you anymore. But I'm like fighting you're I can't even, like, did you watch the video I tagged you in?
Yeah.
Like Shinobi, like that's this whole game. It is nonstop. You're like double jumping and you're dashing in the air and you're doing whatever. This game is Metallica, the first person shooter. Like, it is just nonstop balls to the wall insanity. Now, I'm not good at that, but I like it.
Yeah. See, that doesn't. Something seems weird because what you showed me and what you're talking about there, to me, that sounds like Doom. Resource management and making sure you do melee kills because you only have so much ammo and stuff doesn't sound like Doom to me. I just want to, if I'm playing Doom, I want to run out and just be, and like just,
and you can't. Well, and again, so I'm still pretty early, and I've only got 3 weapons so far. But you can do that if you shoot them. If you just shoot the enemies where they get yellow, and you run up and either chainsaw them or just click it in and do a glory kill. Your armor and health are going to stay way high.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's, I don't even know how to, before you leave, I should just load up my latest save and say, okay, go. You'll probably be like, the platforming sections are weird. That was the one thing I heard from people, that even though this is like a 90 on Metacritic, that the platforming stuff is weird. So there are times where everything just stops. So you've beaten everybody in a room, whatever. And then you have to like there's some platforms you jump to and then they fall down after half a second. There's other things where you see like a yellow like pipe where you can jump on, and then he grabs it and flips over to here and do whatever. You got to make sure you can see where the walls are, because you click R3 to grab onto the walls. You go and then jump off of that. It's the platforming stuff I don't really care for, but like the game, again, I'm playing on normal, and the game last night, it made me just say, I would rather watch Rayman right now.
Just play it on easy.
I don't think it would be any different. Like, it's just there's just so much going on, and I think part of it is you die, you learn where the enemies were, you learn when they're coming and what waves and everything, so you can try to plot out everything, and you know where the ammo is in the level and where the health packs are and blah 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 blah. it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I will say it's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's my game of the year so far. It's the first game I've played other than Top Run. But it's my game of the year so far.
I guess I don't have a game of the year yet. My game of the year so far is Final Fantasy VII Demo.
If I get through this is one of those things where like I didn't get it physical, so I can't give you the disc, but just sign in and download it.
I would give it a try.
I don't know what it'll do. Like if you try to do it while I'm still playing, it'd be like, but
yeah, I might try it.
Yeah. Doom Eternal, pretty good, super hard. I'm not good at video games, very difficult. Thank you very much. Sean.
Yes.
Want to get in the news of the week?
I do.
Nailed it. All right. Sean.
Yes. Now does that so that doesn't show up on the stream?
No, it did.
Oh, it did?
It did.
There it is.
That might even be better music. All right. So there's not much to talk about this week, but the main headline for this week, which is also the title of this video, is the PS5 Deep Dive. Before we get into everything else, Sean.
Yes.
What in the blue hell were Sony thinking with this? Like, I get it.
I don't think it was for... First of all, everybody, like you tweeted, and a lot of people were tweeting. If you were expecting anything different out of this, you're crazy. The people who were like, "Ooh, we're going to finally get to see it and get a release date and get a price."
They
no,
literally
you're not.
said system architecture from the jump. Yeah.
Right. It's I didn't know what to expect in terms of the actual specs and stuff. But as far as the presentation goes, it's pretty much exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah. I think so. Originally, this talk was destined for GDC.
Right.
It should have stayed there.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those things where the media is going to go there. They're going to listen to this crap, and they're going to tell us what we need to know. But because there's no GDC, that didn't happen. But yeah, like you said, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Mark Cerny is ASMR nerd-tastic. But like, holy crap. Even I was like, yeah. So I think they screwed up. They should not have marketed this. But I mean, they didn't market it wrong, but it was just like, this should not have been a live premiere video on YouTube. This should have been, hey, like, there's so many people that probably this thing's over like 13, 14, 15 million views now on YouTube. Their dislikes are super high, but they should have done a better. There's, I don't know what it should have been called, but it should not have been called a PS5 Deep Dive on the road to PS5, whatever they called it.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, whenever they do announce more and we get to see it and we get a price and we get all the fun new features they keep talking about that are there that we haven't gotten yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be a more fun, visually, aesthetically pleasing production. Like, this is not really for the general consumer. Right. This is just for like, hey, look at these little specs we got. Gigaflops or gigaflops.
Teraflops, not gigaflops. God, we're only on gigaflops. We're screwed.
PS5 dead in the water. I don't know. I didn't find it very interesting, but I wasn't expecting to.
See, that's the thing. I did find it interesting, but even I was just like, oh. The funny thing, so I texted Sean before, when I saw it was going to be a 52-minute and 40-second video, I was like, there's no way they're going to have Cerny talk for 53 minutes. Maybe we actually will see the box and the controller. Nope. He talked for 53 minutes with MTS 3K cutouts, and those people weren't real.
No.
There's no way they were real. He's like, hi.
It's everybody. Like Mystery Science Theater.
MTS 3, that's what I just
said.
Thank you, Sean. All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts. Yeah.
Have you played Alone in the Dark?
When I'm at work tomorrow, I'm going to go back and watch last week because I don't remember much. All right. So the CPU, they both have 8X Zen 2 cores. Xbox 3.8 gigahertz. PlayStation 5 3.5 gigahertz. Ding. GPU. The Xbox has 12 teraflops. PlayStation 5 has 10.28 teraflops. Ding. I'm not gonna insert these. I'm good. Memory 16 gigabit. Memory bent. No, nobody cares. Optical drive. They both have 4K UHD Blu-ray drives. Thank God. Internal storage. The Xbox Series X has 1 terabyte custom NVMe SSD. The PlayStation 5 has a custom 825 gigabyte SSD. Ding. Expandable storage, 1 terabyte expansion card for the Xbox Series X. And the PlayStation has NVMe SSD slot. I guess that's actually a win for PlayStation. So, if you just look at the numbers, why would Sony even talk about the numbers? And I think that when you get down to the nuts and the bolts, this is why Sony had to do this presentation, because they know their raw power, even their freaking hard drive size, SSD size, can't call it a hard drive, doesn't measure up to Xbox. So because of that, they had to have this boring ass ASMR 53-minute video to say, yes, but everything I'm hearing after the fact from Sony first-party studios and independent sources like Jason Schreier, Digital Foundry, other people, the SSD is the biggest, most important thing in this. Doesn't matter that's 825 gigabytes, which is, by the way, the weirdest freaking amount ever.
I just can't believe that my PS4 that I bought, or that I got 5 years ago, maybe, give or take.
Yeah, because Metal Gear. No, you got it 6 years ago. You got it 2014.
6 years ago. Well, 5.5 years ago.
Yeah.
We didn't even double the storage since then. Like, I don't know how these are not even a terabyte. The fact that I keep having to delete games to install new games on my PS4 because that's 500 gigs.
Yeah.
The hard drive, the storage of this is, I know how to do math, but roughly 1.5 times what the PS4 was. I'm going to guess these games on average are more than 1.5 times the size of PS4 games.
So let's get into this. So what I'm hearing is, not me. I don't have
Industry sources are telling me.
Are telling other people to tell me on Twitter for everybody to see. The SSD is the biggest part of this. It is crazy fast. It can load 5.5 gigabytes of data per second, which is 100 times faster than the PS4 hard drive. The Series X loads data at 2.4 gigabytes per second.
Still pretty fast, but
it's 125% faster.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, correct. Basically, what this means is super fast game loading, no more loading screens or hiding them when you're going through. Remember, like God of War, you're doing this with the tray.
But also, not to be Debbie Downer, but like something that takes 1/10 of a second to load on the PS5 will take what, 0.15 seconds to load on Xbox. Like,
but now remember, a week ago when we talked about the Xbox, the Xbox videos they put out about the loading times and stuff, and I was like, this doesn't seem super fast. Like, you're showing State of Decay and it takes 1.5 minutes to load on Xbox One for some reason. And it still takes 45 seconds on the Series X. I'm like, I don't even know why you would put this out, because this still doesn't seem super fast. Now, again, it's a last-gen game. It's not optimized,
right,
blah, 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 blah. But, like, if we are really talking about getting rid of loading screens, it seems like the SSD in the PS5 is what's actually going to do that. Not just having 12 point blah blah teraflops and all this raw power that the Xbox has. It's more what you do with the power that you have, which it seems like Sony is going to do a better job at.
What I will say, even though the numbers don't add up, Like, I don't think that 45-second load time is representative, like you were saying, of what we'll see. But I'm going to guess if I had literally a Series X and a PS5 next to each other, I'm going to guess I'm not going to be able to tell the difference. Say, ooh, I see that extra 1.5 teraflops over here because I can, nothing else, none of these stats, I'm going to notice the difference between.
That's what
I may notice, if it's a 45-second load time compared to like a 10-second or 0 load time, I'm going to notice that. Now, if it's a 1 second load time versus a 1.25 second load time,
that's nothing, yeah.
Who cares? But
a lot of people are saying that like the teraflops, like most people, obviously, that are generic or like general consumers do not care about teraflops. They don't know what the hell a teraflop. I didn't until we finally like looked up what is a teraflop on that one
nobody
episode, like
knew.
a month ago.
But now
I was like, what is a teraflop? Okay,
teraflops.
No one had heard of a teraflop until the
Yeah.
Xbox One X came out. No one had ever heard of it. They made it a big deal. Fine, you got more teraflops, raw power, whatever. But if you don't have the games, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And I still say we're going to cover a lot more here, but like PlayStation has the games that I care about. Spider-Man, like Jared tweeted a couple days ago, I think it was. Here's all I want to know about the PS5. Does it play Horizon 2? Does it play Spider-Man 2? Does it play God of War 2? Does it play awesome indies? Cool. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Like 10.28 teraflops is, like I said, 10 times more powerful when you just look at teraflops than the PS4 Pro was.
Yeah.
The SSD is also going to lead to ultra high speed streaming from the SSD. There will be no longer long patch installs or game installs. Now, okay, let me skip ahead. It does seem like games, I think Cerny kind of intimated this, and I've seen other people write articles about it. But it does seem like games actually have the potential to be smaller than they were on PS4.
And they have like the smart where it only installs the things you need.
Well,
blah, blah,
because
blah.
exactly because and it's how it reads the data from the SSD. Like it knows right where to go to get the data for the game you're playing instead of like, well, it's all fragmented here, here, and here, and here.
Yeah.
It knows right where to go to get it to your screen so you can actually play the game. Also, the SSD can be expanded with an external HDD for PS4 games. The PS5 does require a certified SSD. It's not proprietary like the Vita. Thank God. They also said, please don't buy anything yet until we like tell you what you should buy. That'll work and everything. One of the other things that I thought was funny is he said, Cerny said that the lack of loading screens might be so jarring that they actually have to kind of throttle it back. Because he was like, normally you die in Bloodborne, whatever, and you're like, die, clear beast.
Right, if you die and you're just boom, right back alive. And you're like,
what's going on Twitter? Oh my. Like that they almost have to throttle it. That was really loud. They might have to throttle it back so that you're just not so like.
You're just not
what the hell
thrown
is
right back
happening?
into
Exactly.
it. Yeah. Or just have it be like, push X to continue. And you can hit it right away if you're good, and if not, you just okay, let's go. Like, yeah.
Backwards compatibility, there's an update. Looks to be only for the PS4.
That sucks.
And quote, most of the top 100 played PS4 games will be available at launch. However, I guess the issue is that there's some of the processor is too damn fast that it would like screw up the PS4 games, that they would actually be like all janky and stuff. But they did post an update where they said that, quote, the overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus PS4 games will be playable on PS5. We have already tested hundreds of titles and are preparing to test thousands more as we move towards launch. By the way, like I tweeted the other day,
the vast majority will be playable from day one, or just
playable
in general. So maybe never
be playable.
There may be some that aren't playable from the beginning that will be later, and there may be some others that are just never going to be playable.
The vast majority will be playable at some point. But like I said in my tweet the other day, like Sony has not done backwards compatibility in 14 years.
Yeah.
The launch PS3, which had a PS2 inside of it, that's one of the reasons it cost $600, could play PS2 and PS1 games because it had a PS2 inside of it. They got rid of that. They dropped the price, blah, blah, blah. When Xbox launched and announced backwards compatibility on the Xbone, it was a very small, limited amount of games at first. And then they had to build their way up because they had to test games and do everything that Sony's saying. But like, it's just so weird to me that like people forget that. Maybe because now Xbox is saying you can play basically every game on the Xbox Series X. But it's not like Sony was nailing this on the PS4 and now they're like, well, now we got to figure it out.
Right.
This is really the first time they've been able to do this. So like, don't forget where Xbox was a few years ago when they first announced this and had to work their way up to actually making games be playable on the Xbone. But to anybody that was hoping, me included, that PS1, 2, and 3, however, I will say, if you look at that graphic they showed, there was PS5, PS4 Pro Legacy Mode, PS4 Legacy Mode, and then there was like enough space at the bottom. I was like, oh, they're going to say... they didn't say it.
Yeah.
So I am not losing hope. I think it's way more likely that we can play PS1 and PS2 games on this thing than we can PS3.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, you can probably download a PS1 emulator on your computer for like 20 megabytes or something. Just put that in there. Like, this should not be a thing 25 years later.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah, and Digital Foundry did say, like I was saying earlier, you can't just look at teraflops as an end-all, be-all when it comes to this. It's not just the teraflops. It's how you use them. It's the SSD. It's how all the nerdy that Cerny was talking about. That's what and like there's like Ready at Dawn, and I think Naughty Dog and a couple other people said this is the most insane console that has ever been built. And a lot of people are saying they don't think it'll actually be known. Because if you're just looking like at the spec sheet like I had up here, Xbox Series X looks like it's way better. But until you actually get it out there and people start making games for this thing, like obviously the first parties have probably had this for 2 years now, I would guess. It'll probably be a year out from launch before we say the specs don't matter. The PS5 is so much better, and I know I'm a fanboy and you're going to comment. I get it. It's fine. Whatever. But like a year from now, or a year from release, people are going to be like, PS5 blows the Series X out of the water.
I don't know about that. I mean, I hope so. I'm a fanboy too, but I have no reason to believe that yet.
No,
I'm hopeful, but like, I don't know. Xbox may be better. Like, I don't know. But it's the PlayStation game. Like, in the end, it's the game, like you said. It all comes down to the games, and the ones that I really want to play are on PlayStation. So, also, if you said Sony,
you were looking like you were about to start laughing, so I was wondering what was going through your head.
If you say Sony the way you say Ermagerd, it would be Cerny.
Cerny. All right, Jenkins. All right. Also, then they talk about audio, which their 3D audio is coming from the Tempest engine. It's going to be great audio for all users. There will be hundreds of advanced sound sources in-game, which is called dimensionality. There will be presence and locality of the sound for higher immersion. And Cerny wants us to take pictures of our ears and send them to him. It's weird. But I've heard a lot of people that are like I was listening to GameScoop earlier today, and they were talking about how Justin Davis was talking about how he's got friends in the industry, obviously, and they are like sound designers or whatever that are so happy that Sony is like, look, audio is important too. Like, graphics is so much easier to sell than audio, obviously, because you can just look at a video or a screenshot, whatever, you can say, oh my god, Cerny, it looks like it's like real life. But like audio, and I think what they're saying about this is awesome, but I worry that what's going to happen is this will be a cool thing for Naughty Dog and Bend and whatever, like Santa Monica for God of War 2, and no one else is going to take advantage. Everybody else is just going to be like right or left.
Probably.
You know? Also, anecdotally, I heard through the internet that the cooling system that they're talking about, which I didn't feel like he talked about the cooling system a lot. Like he was talking about, there was like the axe over here, which apparently God of War's axe is the coolest thing ever because it was way over here, like in the red spectrum, and then over here was like raindrops or something. But whatever cooling system they've got, which I will say that's one thing that seems really cool about the Series X, is the way they've designed this in their stupid tower thing. is this gigantic fan up top that just sucks everything in. It goes straight up the top and blah, blah, blah. But what they're saying is the cooling system that they are putting in the PS5 is going to make fan noises a thing of the past. Please, God, I hope that's true.
I mean,
Doom Eternal's like, power up my PlayStation, load it up, Cacodemon. One last thing, Cerny did say that, quote, we have a responsibility to our gaming audience to be cost effective when it comes to what we put inside what we put inside the console. So basically, now, if the reports are true that this thing costs $450 or whatever dollars to manufacture, I don't expect them to sell at $400, but something with all these numbers being lower, like the SSD space, the teraflops, the blah, 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 being lower than Xbox, I almost wonder if they're going to try, because Xbox has been killing it so far when it comes to talking about next gen. Sony's trying to catch up. This was not a good first attempt, but is there any way they actually sell this thing at $400 instead of $500?
I would be shocked. I would honestly be shocked if it's $450. I've been saying $500 all along.
Yeah.
The other thing that I've been saying, and I stand by this, you've got people like Solar who are already like, well, I'm going to get both. And then you got people like Matt who are like, I'm going to get an Xbox. Yeah. And you got people like us who are saying, I'm going to get a PlayStation. I've got to imagine, now maybe I'm exaggerating, but like 90% of the people who are going to get some next gen system already know exactly what they're getting.
I agree.
There cannot be that many people out there like, am I going to get a PlayStation or an Xbox? It all comes down to that price. If one's $500 and the other's $450, I'm going to get the one. Like, unless somehow they sell it for like $300 or it's like $600,
$800. Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference in terms of sales.
I agree. So that was what confused me. So Colin was saying on his last, I think it was on Sega Symbols Plus, he was saying how he was making the argument that not about price really, but just about who's doing the better job marketing and stuff, that video game fans are fickle, and doesn't matter that PlayStation has sold like 2.5 times as much as Xbox One this past generation. They'll flip in a heartbeat and go to Xbox. I'm like, and I guess most get like God of War, Horizon, Uncharted 4, Spider-Man, whatever other exclusive, Last of Us Part 2 here in a month or so. Ratchet and Clank. I mean, obviously, The Order 1886. Like, people that played these games, I guess what his argument is that those aren't actually system sellers. And that the majority of people, which I guess he's probably right, buy their video game systems to play Madden and FIFA and Call of Duty and Fortnite and Apex Legends and whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I have to disagree. I feel like Sony would have to royally screw this up, which they might be doing, to lose the next generation Xbox.
Even if the Xbox was $450 and the PS5 was $600, I'm not getting an Xbox.
I don't want to play any of their games.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now maybe we're in the minority there, but I don't know.
I agree. All right, next up. A Black Ops reboot is apparently coming this year. What if I told you what I already said? Backing up previous reports, the Gaming Revolution says this year's Call of Duty game is in development at Black Ops creator Treyarch with support from Sledgehammer and Raven Software. Codenamed Project Zeus and likely to be named simply Call of Duty Black Ops, the game is said to be a reboot of the Black Ops franchise in a similar fashion to 2019's Modern Warfare reimagining. Characters Alex Mason and Frank Woods will return in the campaign, although they'll be portrayed by new actors, and the game will tell a new storyline with some similar threads to previous titles. The campaign is said to focus on the real-life events of the Cold War and Vietnam War, and explore the latter a lot more than the original Black Ops game did. It's described as being a highly realistic and gorier than Modern Warfare was, with plenty of shock factor and a notable interrogation scene.
Oh boy.
The campaign will reportedly include a retelling of the Vietnam story from multiple perspectives, including the U.S., South Vietnam, and the Viet Cong. Right there, if that's true, they're going to get a whole lot of heat for that. Built with the engine that Infinity Ward Poland made, which was used for Modern Warfare, the game is said to include large multiplayer modes, including 32 versus 32 ground war, blah, 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 multiplayer, blah, 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 might have battle royale, blah, blah, blah. Okay. According to U.S. market research from the NPD Group, all 4 Black Ops titles released to date were among the top 10 best-selling games of the 2010s. Sean, now I forget, did you play the original Blops? No?
Besides this last Modern Warfare, and I think it was literally the original. What was the one with the nuke?
1.
Those are the only 2 I think I've played ever.
You didn't play 2? You didn't play the No Russian Modern Warfare?
I played the one with the nuke, and then I played this one.
Okay, you got to hook up your PS3. Black Ops. Well, I am aware. Black Ops 1 is still, like I tweeted last week when I saw this, like, I am so on board with this because Black Ops 1 is still, to this day, my favorite Call of Duty, and it's not even close. Like, Modern Warfare was good. Modern Warfare 2 was good. Modern Warfare 2019 was good. But Black Ops 1, just the way they told the stories and how they tied in the Kennedy assassination and everything else, it was so well done that I don't know how they can top that. Now, if they're going to reboot that and what they're talking about here, it does sound really cool. But man, Black Ops, if they're going to do it, if they're going to reboot it and they're going to do it right, it makes me excited.
I'm at least more excited about this than any Call of Duty I've heard about in a while, just because I know we're pretty well aligned when it comes to first-person shooters.
Yep.
And the fact that you say Black Ops was so good, you know, it does give me hopes that maybe this one will speak to me.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm not about to go just pre-order it.
I will. And that's it. It's time for the wrap-up, Sean.
We need like a wrap-up button.
Sean.
Yes.
Sea of Stars was announced by Sabotage, the makers of The Messenger. It is a turn-based RPG prequel set in the Messenger universe. It is coming out in 2022. The Kickstarter is open now. I assume by now it's already hit their goal. You said this looks pretty cool. Adam said it looks cool. What do you think about this?
It looks pretty cool.
Okay, that's what he said.
I don't know that. I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm looking forward to it. If for nothing else, it's obviously nothing at all like The Messenger.
Yeah.
But if the writing and the music of The Messenger are in this, you know, like,
right.
I mean, like, I don't know that The Messenger really needs or really has a universe. Like, you're clearly not The Messenger in this.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like it's,
it
doesn't even seem like it's that universe. There's not a bunch of like ninja. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I'm sure somehow they'll be related, but if I just knew, if all I knew was that it was by the guys that made The Messenger, I'm in. I don't care that it's in that universe. Like, that means nothing to me. But it looks cool. I love The Messenger, the writing, the music, all that. So I'm 100% in. I want to know what your thoughts are.
Well, as you were talking, I was like, this, if somebody could ever get me to play a turn-based JRPG, this would probably be it, just because of everything you just said.
Yeah.
Will I? I don't know. Like, I didn't even play Final Fantasy VII for more than 30 minutes. So, and Final Fantasy VI, I probably played that for about 30, 45 minutes, and then the Vita ate my save, and I was like, well, I'm never going to play that again.
I've started Final Fantasy VI literally 3 or 4 times, and I've never beaten it. I end up losing interest. And people say it's like their favorite game of all time, or their favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. It's never really hooked me. But I think this seems like something, knowing nothing about it, it seems like this will be made in such a way that it would be something you would like. Yeah. I think it's going to be very just simple and retro and whatever, and I think you'll like it.
I hope so. Modern Warfare 2, speaking of Call of Duty, remastered, appears like it is finally coming out. This has been rumored for a few years now. It has been rated. Korea is what I guess in Korea is what I meant to say. It will be single player only, but Modern Warfare 2 remastered looks like it is coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sean.
Yes.
Did you know that...
Is that you? Is that me?
It's whatever you... I'm not moving, so it's definitely you. Sean.
Yes.
Did you know that I don't have a Did You Know this week?
I did not know that.
Do you know why that is?
No.
Well, that's because it's the time of the week when we play the... It's the Back of the Box Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks in a row, the Back of the Box is here. If you didn't...
Did you know... Did you know? Because this happened to me a week or two ago. I don't know if this is literally true, but it's for all intents and purposes it is. I found out the other day, a week or so ago, that you, or at least I, probably all of you, have a funny bone in your wrist. Because I accidentally hit my wrist on something.
Really?
And it was like
I have never done that.
It was the weirdest. I've done it once in 35 years. And we were at Alchemy.
Okay.
And I don't know if I was talking with my hands, so I was getting very animated.
That never happened.
And I did something, and I hit whap down on like the back of like the chair next to me. And I don't know if I just got it perfectly to where it was like right between the bones or something. But yeah, it was like, zzz, and like my hand was like all like.
Did it go all the way up your arm or just
no?
the
It went
hand?
that way.
Okay.
But it was so weird. But it was like a funny bone, but it was my wrist.
You know what else is funny?
What?
The Back of the Box Challenge is where we get together here sometimes and we talk about the back. It's been so long. What this game is sometimes we end the podcast this way, where we'd go and we look back at the back of a retail box and we read the back of the box to the other play. We bleep out it in print.
Dash block.
We bleep out any pertinent information that would give the game away or make it way too obvious. Then the other player gets to ask some questions and ask them in their order that they would like to ask them to try to figure out what the back of the box is and see if they can smart pocket all the way into the answer. So, Sean, that's the back of the box. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I think I go in first this time.
Yeah, I went first last time.
Would you like A or... Well, crap. Hold on.
Hold on.
Do you want
Mine's
A?
going to be easy. So if you want to take it easy on me, then...
All right, I'll give you this one. Ready?
Please do. Yes. Fade to black.
The king of the killer blanks comes to blank. Don't wait in endless...
What? What was that first word?
The king of the killer...
The first word of the next sentence.
Don't?
Oh. You said like doink?
Because I'm like... Don't wait in endless blanks to play. Blank comes to blank with action, graphics, and sound that annihilates all other combat games. Blank, 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 and all your favorite warriors contend in the, I'll say it, the Ultratech Blank Tournament. Each combatant engages in the blank combo theory of connected moves and finishing tactics to destroy their opponents, with incredible displays of eye lasers, ice lances, wind kicks, and laser blades. These fearless fighters prove their battle prowess. But remember, if you lose, it's 0-0.
Is this that game that we can never remember the name to?
It's not FX Fighter.
That's the one. But it's a fighting game.
That is correct.
Is it 2D? Not the graphics, but the style.
Yes.
Like,
it's 2D. It's
okay.
a 2D fighter with like 2.5.
Yeah. PS4?
No.
3?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
1?
No.
Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's 2.5D? Oh.
Oh, you got it.
It's Killer Instinct.
Fulgore, Jago, B, Orchid, Spinal, and all your favorite warriors.
You could have said most of those names.
I figured I could have.
But
But I mean, I feel like... Actually, maybe none of them. Orchid, I think, that's the chick in the green, I think.
I thought... Yeah, I mean, she's a chick.
The Ultratech KI tournament.
Yeah, well,
Killer Instinct. Don't wait in endless arcade lines to play. Killer Instinct comes to Super NES, Super NES with that. Sorry, the king of the killer. All right.
I think mine's gonna be easy.
I had another one and now it's gone. I must have closed that window.
There's one force in the universe that keeps good and evil in perfect balance. It is called the blank.
Do you play as Corona?
No. But a magic blank has tricked a young warrior into upsetting this balance, spreading evil throughout the land. Thus, the warrior must undertake a dangerous journey to find the blank of the blank, which have been hidden for centuries.
The best of the best.
Only then can perfect harmony be restored. In this incredible adventure, things are not as they seem. Magic blank release evil as well as fight it. Treasure chests hold booby traps. Monsters are friends and friends are enemies.
Our monsters. So wait, is this a Genesis game?
No. Potions give power, black magic takes it away. Dragons fly, weapons change.
Is this a Final Fantasy game?
No. It's a world turn.
Is this a mana game?
Yes.
Is it about a secret?
Yes.
Yeah. It was
I knew you would get that.
I had no idea except for the booby trap thing.
Oh, see, I didn't know if that was so.
But I don't remember that because I don't remember what I played in secret. But when I played Adventures of Mana, that was a thing there too.
Really?
Now I didn't see it in the Trials of Mana demo, but I did remember that whole booby trap thing.
Yeah.
Boobies.
What the hell was that? I don't know. Why'd you go far
boobies? Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 174. We hope you guys are doing okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We're all going to get through this together. You know you can find us. I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together we're at 2player_co-op on Twitter. Nerd 901, we're part of the family. Go check out the stream they did. If you want to donate, please do donate if you can. Check out youtube.com/BlurWithoutFear. Ernie is doing great work continuously. Patreon, Twitch, all that other stuff. Don't just take care of yourself, okay? We're going to try to be here every week to entertain y'all and try to bring a little bit of levity to this crazy-ass world that we're living in. We're all going to get through this together. That's it for 174. We'll be back, next week with 175. That's a big number.
That is a big number.
We have nothing planned. I'm
Almost
not saying
as big
that
as
like
200.
I'm not like leading in that we got something planned for next week, but
No,
we do
we
have
have
something
nothing.
planned for 205 years. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out. What did you say about a fan?
No, I was laughing at you. I know what you said and what you were trying to, but it's not like you said we do have something planned for 205 years.
All right, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.